Okay, so there's a guy at my gym. He's a big guy, probably 6'1", 270 pounds, something like that. So it's like a big guy, 6 foot, over, probably 6 foot or over. And just a big guy, right? Carries himself with kind of a surface confidence. He's not even particularly fit. He's just a big guy. He moves like someone trying to broadcast presence, but something's off. It's not quite a presence, more like a performance that doesn't know it's a performance. So here's the first moment. I'm at the gym. It's 23 degrees outside. He steps out the back door, in just a tank top to take a call. And this isn't a back door that people use. This is just like a back, like emergency exit. I think I've seen the owner come through it like one time. Anyway, this guy steps out the back door, and he's holding the back door open so he can come back in, because it's the kind of door when it shuts, it locks from the outside. And it's like just a couple feet away from where I'm squatting. So after like a minute or two, I walk over to the door. I push it open, gently, because his hand's there. And I say calmly, brother, it's cold. I'll open the door for you, if you want. And when I said it, it wasn't an offer. It was a boundary, because I wasn't asking. I was basically speaking to the field. I was basically saying, if you're going to be outside, close the door, and I'll open it if you want to come back in, or when you want to return. So he ends up staying out there for like another 5 minutes at least. He stays out there, the door shuts, it's locked, right? And I put my AirPods back in and I go back to training, feet away. I'm busy in my training. I'm not even thinking about this guy. Even though in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, if I hear someone on the door, either myself or someone will open it. So eventually, I'm in my workout, and I'm like in the middle of squats with a barbell on my back, and I can hear over my music the pounding on the door. And I'm like, oh man, the guy's out there. He's really pounding. It was to the point where I heard it, and it was like he probably knocked before, and now he's pounding on the door. So I finish my squat set, rack the weight, catch my breath. I start strolling over like the 10 feet to the door, and while that's happening, a gym trainer is like trotting over, like kind of like a jog, to open the door. And here he is, the Viking guy, storms in. I call him a Viking because he's like big. He like seems like a Viking. He storms in, but the moment he sees me, he softens. He drops the energy. He regulates. He resets. And that wasn't random. So here's what really happened. He didn't soften because I was dominant in some aggressive way, or I was posturing, or like trying to be really scary, like some kind of lion or something. I actually never raised my voice. I never even asserted force. He softened because I stayed rooted. I was calm when I approached him outside. I was clear, and maybe most importantly, I was unaffected. And here's the truth of it. Men who are still seeking validation, they feel that kind of grounded energy. And what happens is they instinctively reset around it. And it's not because I'm above him in some way or better than him, but it's because I wasn't asking for anything from him. I wasn't reacting, I wasn't impressed, and I wasn't performing. And when a man's not used to that kind of stillness, he'll feel it, whether he understands it or not. And that's not ego that he's feeling, that's presence. Okay, so same workout, like literally 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes later. A woman is filming herself doing like pull-ups or something. Some like really fit, really attractive, really beautiful young woman is like filming herself. Tripod, some kind of small light on there, like a performative setup. And I'm training adjacent to her. And I walk past and I stay neutral. I'm walking past to like return weights and get weights, things like that. No extra movement for me, no reaction. My field's not bending for attention from her or anyone. And I kid you not, that's why I'm making the video talking about this. The Viking guy, he walks by. And what does he do? He performs. He literally tiptoes. If you could picture this guy as like a 6'1", 270-pound guy, tiptoeing, prancing, basically saying, "Don't mind me," as he kind of like smiles and says that, like kind of playing it up, walking, like tiptoeing by. And for me, standing there, it was awkward for me, man. It was just awkward. It was like an awkward thing to witness. What's supposed to be like this grown man acting this way. And so what that did was it made the split or the contrast between us two become obvious. So here you have the same man, the same Viking guy, I call him, same gym, 2 moments back to back. With me, he unconsciously played the follower, basically. And with her, he unconsciously became the entertainer or the performer. And without realizing it, he stepped into both roles. And he literally, I don't think, had any idea that he was stepping into both those roles. And this is actually the deeper unconscious game that is playing out that most men don't realize. And that's that their nervous system is running the show. So men, like, they say they're confident, but their body language betrays the truth. And if you're still reacting, apologizing, or adjusting your behavior and the way you move for attention, you're not leading the field. You're actually orbiting the field at that point, right? So I'll say that again. So if you're still like reactionary or reacting to things in your reality, and you're apologizing to things around you, or you're just adjusting yourself for the things around you, like attention, things like that, you're not leading the field. You're actually orbiting it. You're an orbiter at that point. And here's the deeper identity shift. The rare man doesn't just act differently. Okay, he is different, and that's because he literally is different. And he's different because his identity is no longer built on reaction. And because his identity is no longer built on reaction, he doesn't chase money. He doesn't perform for women. He doesn't shrink when he's challenged by others, or like men in the gym, for example. But when he's challenged, he also doesn't puff up into some performance like bravado or something, right? So he's calibrated. And he's calibrated not by acting confident, but by becoming the man who no longer needs to prove anything. And when you become a man that no longer needs to prove anything, that's exactly the moment when things start rearranging themselves around you. So here's like a start to your calibration. If you've done the mindset work, like trained your focus, maybe even cultivated your energy to some extent, but your results still feel out of reach, the issue isn't the effort. Okay, it's identity. It's the identity behind the effort. And that's why I created the identity calibration tool. It's a daily frequency of realignment for men building wealth, building frame, and grounded leadership. And this isn't motivation, this is nervous system reprogramming. The link for it's in the description and the pinned comment. But here's the final frame. Energy doesn't lie. You've probably heard that before, but energy doesn't lie. And real frame, doesn't flinch. And so what you have is the man who no longer performs is the man that everyone feels. So the rare man doesn't chase, he calibrates. Okay?